Alright guys, welcome back once again to Crossover Pairings, where I talk about two characters that have been kind of brought up as a pairing if they actually exist in the same universe, and what would it be like if they were in a relationship. Now this is one I've kind of seen scarcely around the internet, and I wanted to talk about it because they're actually two characters I absolutely love. Obviously, some of my favorite anime characters, those being Revy and Alucard, and I've seen images of them here around of them being in a relationship, so as a pairing. So I'm here to talk about if Alucard and Revy could work as a relationship. Now let's look at their backgrounds real quick. Revy and Alucard do not do well with others. They are very Alucard, even though he can work around people, he kind of likes to do things on his own. And Revy is, she's a team player, but again, she's a wild animal as well. So with Alucard and Revy, they can be social, but they like to be antisocial at the same time. Let's also not forget that they're monsters in their own way, and they're pretty good with a gun. Plus, they haven't exactly had the best love lives either. I mean, look at Revy. She was raped at a young age, and she kind of takes love and sex. Love doesn't exist to her. Sex does, and that's only when she's in charge. Alucard isn't really obsessed with love. Even though, yes, he is actually Count Dracula, the last time he was in love with anyone was Mina. Was Mina Harker, and that was hundreds of years ago. It is implied that he does have a close relationship with both Integra and Ceres. He's very close to both of them. Integra more than Ceres in some cases. Alucard doesn't really, do romance, apparently. If he wanted to have sex with someone, he would be more than inclined to force himself on them. But he doesn't seem like he would just do that for, he would just do that for pleasure. So, there is some barriers between the two. So, if Alucard and Revy met each other and formed kind of a relationship, it would be something more out of sex than anything else. I think Alucard would be attracted to Revy, and you may be thinking, why would, Alucard be attracted to humans? Again, I bring up Mina. Lucy was more, if in the original book, was more like, you're just a pawn to get to Mina. But Mina was human that he turned into a vampire. Now, if Alucard and Revy actually met each other in some mission and something of the like, I think they could, I think it would be more like Revy just really like, I want to have that guy's dick in my vag right now, and I'm not even paraphrasing. That would be her exact point. Like, she would just be in awe of Alucard's power and just be like, I'm gonna like, there would be a pause after Alucard like shreds his way through like Millennium or a bunch of gangsters in Roanapur, and all the Lagoon companies just looking on in awe at Alucard of what he just did, and Revy would just like break the silence with, I'm gonna fuck him. Yeah. So I don't know if Alucard would take take her up on the offer right off the bat, but I think he would be at least interested that at least a human could pull off some of the stunts someone like Revy could do. So I think he would be mildly interested to at least, have a drink with her. And by drink I mean he's drinking blood and she's drinking all of the whiskey she could find in the bar. And I think it would be more like a conversation between the two. Now, I think they could connect with one another on a past, because Alucard and Revy have not had the best pasts lot, and I think Revy would be like, oh, you were a king, and, you were a prince, and you got fucked, and then you came back and got fucked again? This sucks. I bet my life sucks more than yours. And that's the thing, like, Alucard and Revy, their dialogue would be interesting, because Revy is just a foul-mouthed woman. Alucard is has a lot of etiquette to him. He has a lot of, grace as well as charm to him. All of his words make him sound like, yeah, this is a guy I want to fight alongside with. Whereas Revy is more like, please don't punch me in the balls again. Or shoot them off. So that's the thing, is that I think the dialogue between Alucard and Revy would be nothing short of hilarious, because Alucard would just, he would listen to Revy just say the most horrible shit, and use every explicit word in the English language and probably some unknown, and he would just be sitting there going, You've got quite a mouth on you. And to which Revy would respond with, "You ain't seen how I could use it yet." Yeah. So I think if anything else, I think Revy would just want to, jump Alucard's bones, if anything else. And then maybe Alucard would take her up on it, and maybe not. That's the thing, is that I don't know if he would, he'd want to, at least, I don't know if they could form a working relationship. Sex, maybe. Booty calls on a maybe. Working relationship, I don't know. It's the same thing I talked about with, when I talked about the Shishomaru and Mirage pairing, where in that relationship it would be very toxic because they're both very egotistical and they're both, very aggressive and don't trust anyone. It would be kind of the same thing with Alucard and Revy, where they don't necessarily let people in, and they're very defensive as well as they can be aggressive. Revy more so because she doesn't really want to let anyone in those, get past those walls, and I'm pretty sure Alucard doesn't want to break those walls because it would be too much goddamn work. So could they work? It's a small possibility, but I would have to say yes, because Alucard is just that kind of playa. But I don't know if he would invest the time in, having a working relationship with Revy. And I don't know if Revy would be willing to put in the effort into giving back to said relationship. So that's kind of a thing, right, that you gotta look at right then and there, is that would they be willing to commit to that, rather than just be like, you know what, this date sucks. Come on, we're gonna doggy style in the back of the boat. Again, Revy would be the one suggesting all this, and Alucard would be like, alright. But no, I think if anything, Alucard would be the one trying to take, Revy on dates. Or at least try to be romantic about it, and Revy would just be like, fuck this shit. Yeah, it'd just be like, all of it would just end in the bedroom, more or less. That's kind of that would be kind of the end game of every night if they spent any time together. But anyway, so with this, again, they could work, but then again, I think Alucard at some point would want to turn Revy into a vampire, and honestly, I don't think Revy would go for it. I honestly don't think Revy would be game for turning into a vampire, because, well, she has a death wish. She wants to go out in a blaze of glory, not, feed on blood or anything. But then again, she's not, you kind of get the sense that she's not inclined to getting old. But on the other hand, she doesn't, she's pretty sure that she's not going to live to see 40 or even 30, but for that matter, in her span of life, in the lifestyle she leads. So she may be willing, on the other hand, now that I think about it, she may be willing to take Alucard up on the offer of being turned into a vampire, but I think it would be more like, hey, I got more, I can kill people faster, and people would want to kill me faster. Yay! Because again, Revy has that kind of death wish where she's like, I want to die in a blaze of glory, taking out as many motherfuckers as I can. And Alucard, I think, would be suave enough to be like, but wouldn't you like to have the power to take even more people out? Yeah, or something along those lines. So again, I think a relationship could form, but I don't know if it would last or if they would just get sick of each other and break it off. So it's a difficult one to say. But you guys tell me, do you guys think Alucard and Revy could work in a relationship in any form of capacity? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.